I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count on this assignment. If only intent mattered. All the tools at your disposal, and yet I hope you at least attempted to use the internal neuroamp. And yet not useful enough to avoid a body count? Still, it's good to know the application. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN? Once the story airs, we have another board meeting. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith. Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor.
Shed any employees. Ugh. Terminology like that, where you reference manipulating people's lives.
We've already done some initial evaluations, so Infinity has a lot of appeal being in New Atlantis. I'm sure plenty of brilliant minds are there because they prefer the location. Plus, there's always that handful of people that think they've got something to prove. I'm glad we're on the same page, which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and good. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina, we'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. I trust you'll get it.
Does it hurt when you do that?
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity? Our public perception is good enough, if you ask me. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush This is exactly why. throwing your competitor a lifeline when they're... Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do... You're oddly right about this one. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind. You and me both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make. I've got a good feeling about this.
And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any... That's great. I'd say Project one step closer to seeing Mark. So, tell me... I hope you're not actually suggesting that the techno... This is groundbreaking. Fine, fine. Make your case. I admit, I don't... Well, this conversation's made me... But you're right. In a perfect world, tech like this... It is. I never stopped to I guess it'll be up to a vote. We just have to hope the... So the next question is... Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over... Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been... Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look...
Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available. An efficient exchange. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd. Do you think they're worth redemption? Oh, I didn't mean in regards to Drexler's action. More in the sense of, should a superior company like Ryujin make room for so many potential... This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary, getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we... Next question. What is your opinion on how... And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. Being prepared for anything is a great asset. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should... It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one. Hence... I think we all know how averse I am to... Our competition has yet to truly master neuroamps, but this has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on? Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd. Well, I'm all about free PR, especially when it's paid. I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this. All right, I suppose you've earned the... So let's hear it. The possible backlash on tech like... However, the internal neuroamp. It's not an opportunity. You're right. The moment you violate your customer's trust, even worse. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just...
Great, the bane of my department. You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity... All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me... Have you been spending too much time with Lyndon? One thing I definitely know is that... Maybe I am letting my distaste... I'm starting to understand what... Definitely a point worth Huh. Well, what do you know? Talent like yours belongs in... Unfortunately, half my department's been... Nice to know someone is. Everyone's too... First off, if I find out you use that device on me. Second, that tech is one... I'll do whatever I can to...
I couldn't agree more.
Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who... Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal. You may be the greatest asset aside from the intern. This exchange has been surprisingly
This meeting should prove to be... I assume Masako briefed you. That's because you're the one with the... As long as Masako has the internal neuroamp on her.
Indeed. That technology shouldn't be used for...
If it were up to me, I'd have shut... I knew it was a grave security risk. Completely. I understand the success it can... It's not that the board majority fails to see. That hubris could easily bring this corporate... You read my mind. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd, we're about to add... The last thing I want to deal with are any more... I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity L... I only hope that Masako and the other... Now, if you excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's term...
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments? None? Excellent. Moving on, then.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it? I'm waiting.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but she's right. Regardless of the pros, the cons are too morally and ethically irresponsible to move forward with.
The moment the public gets wind of the true capabilities of this tech, we're gonna suffer severe backlash.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
Nay.
Vina, prep Project Dominion for storage. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today. Shelving the internal neuroamp. Not the outcome I anticipated. A fine point, but it still proves its usefulness. The truth remains, Lucas Drexler learned a hard lesson, and we exposed a traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. It's well earned and deserved. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of...
Yes, I'm proud of you as well. Ularu needed to be brought down. If you wouldn't have stopped her...
I hope that enthusiasm sticks with you for the foreseeable future. Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it. It's well-deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
I have something I need to discuss with you. Handling those tricky decisions regarding Ryujin must have been difficult. Those types of corporations remind... No, I suppose they aren't. After all, based on your recommendation... Why wouldn't I be pleased? Can you imagine if that technology had fallen? Yes, quite. Well,
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day. Well, it could be worse. You could be looking at a desk job. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together. No, but try to see that as... The mission board is more efficient for both of us. Good. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your... And the best perk of them all... Oh, and... It's been well noted, yes. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door.